Hi, everybody. It's Ricky Heller from rickyheller.com. I help people on restricted diets learn to cook, eat, and love their food again so they can stop feeling deprived and just get back to really enjoying their lives. Now, one of the questions I get asked pretty often from clients and in my programs on social media is, how bad is it if I cheat just a little? Now, we're not talking about like cheating on your spouse or cheating on your taxes or cheating on a test. We're talking about cheating on your restricted diet. So if you're on a candida diet or if you are celiac and have to eat gluten-free, all those things, how bad is it? And I have to admit that my response has changed over the years. So these days, I actually believe that we should never cheat, like in life or on your diet. And I've had other videos about that. And if you're interested in hearing more about my opinion, I'm going to leave links for you below. Because today, actually, I want to talk about the exact opposite. What happens if you are 100% compliant? You follow your diet perfectly and to a T, and you still have problems with your health. So this is a different complaint I hear from people that they say, I was perfect. I'm doing everything right and my symptoms are still bothering me and I'm still not getting better. Why not? And I think, well, the first answer that comes to mind is because it's not all about the food, right? We have to remember that food is great and food can be very healing, but there are so many other factors that feed into how quickly and how well your symptoms resolve. So I want to talk about what I think are three of the top reasons today, or three of the top factors that you want to look at when you're considering why you might not be getting better as quickly as you'd like, even if you're following your diet to a T. So the first one is all of the other things that you are consuming, like medications and supplements. So think about especially prescription medications, which often have so many side effects, and you might want to ask your doctor or your functional medicine practitioner about how those would interact or how they might influence your healing or the things that you're doing. When it comes to supplements, sometimes they can have hidden ingredients or ingredients we just don't know about that could hinder our healing as well or interfere with some of the processes toward healing. So as an example, if you're on an anti-candida diet and you're taking B vitamins, which are essential for people on candida and so many other people too, but if you're taking B vitamins, many of them contain yeast. And so that, of course, can be a detriment if you're on an anti-candida diet, which is an anti-yeast diet, right? So first thing, always look at your medications, your supplements, and see if there are interactions you might not have thought about. The second factor in general has to do with your overall mental state, and in particular, I want to talk about stress. How might stress be affecting your healing? So that's the second thing. Because we know that stress is related to our fight or flight instinct, our fight or flight response, and that can trigger the production of cortisol, which of course can affect our immune function, which can affect how well and how quickly we heal. So this summer, for instance, my husband and I have been dealing with the decision about our older dog, Elsie, who's almost 16, and we've come to the conclusion that we know it's not going to be that much longer before we have to say goodbye to Elsie. And this has been an incredibly stressful and tough decision for us because, of course, we love her to bits. And Elsie is our first dog. And because we don't have human children, she's kind of like our oldest child in our hearts. And it's just been so heartbreaking to watch her decline. And of course, all of the practicalities of dealing with her now that she's not functioning as well, and having her in the house and how we feed her and having her, she's not really able to go for very long walks anymore, all those things. But really the stress day to day, and also just coming to this decision for us. We've talked about this many times. How will we know when it's time? And it's just so tough, right? And every time we think we've got a decision, we change our minds because we just don't want to say goodbye to her. So interestingly, even though I am still following my anti-candida diet to a T and perfectly, I've had a few symptoms flare up over this past couple of months. And I am pretty sure it's because of the excess stress and probably the extra stress hormones in my body. Now, I do things to try to mitigate stress. I meditate, I do progressive muscle relaxation, I go for long walks, I try to do things to, relax my mind and so on. But even still, probably I could be doing more. But also, there's the fact that as someone with chronic candida, my immune system is already not functioning optimally. So I really have to be extra careful. So that's something you could think about. How much stress is there in your life? How many other psychological distractions are there that could be potentially influencing how well and how quickly you heal? And then the third thing, so after the medications and after the stress and other emotions, is how much are you enjoying your food? Because I got to tell you, I think that food is one of the very top sensory pleasures in our life. And I think it's essential that we enjoy our food, because if we don't enjoy it, even the most perfect food may not confer those healing qualities. Virginia Woolf said, one cannot think well, love well, sleep well if one has not dined well. She was pretty smart, that Virginia Woolf, right? So food is at the source of it all. And even long before that, Voltaire said, nothing would be more tiresome than eating and drinking if God had not also made it a pleasure, right? So we have to have that pleasure from food for it to have that beneficial effect on us, I think. So you could potentially be eating everything perfect, but if you hate your food, it's not going to help you. So for me, that is one of the things that I always attack first when I'm dealing with clients on restricted diets is, let's find you foods that you absolutely love and that can replace those other foods that you're giving up that you love. So I may no longer eat the old kinds of chocolate that I used to eat, or those cookies, or those brownies, or any of the old junk food that I used to eat. But I do have current replacements that I absolutely love. I make my own chocolate treats, and now there's so many kinds of sugar-free, stevia-sweetened, xylitol-sweetened chocolate on the market. I make snacks. We have pizza at home. We have pasta. We have all kinds of things. And you can find a lot of these recipes on my blog, rickyheller.com. But for me, that's an essential component of success on any restricted diet, is you really need to love your food. So if you're basically forcing this food into your mouth because you think it's good for you, I say stop doing that and find replacements that you love. It's going to make a huge difference to how you feel emotionally, physically, how well you digest your food, and all the other things. So those three again, it's medications and supplements, it's stress in your life, and enjoyment of your food. Three really important factors that you want to look at if you find you're not healing as quickly as you would like to be. So if you'd like to have more of this kind of conversation, we have these all the time in my new and free Facebook group called Healthy Eating Made Easy. I hope you will come and join us there. You just have to click the link to join. I'll let you in. Actually, there's 3 questions to answer first, and then I'll let you in. And so I will leave the link below in the comments for you, and I'd love to see you in there as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did find it useful, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And I'd love to hear what you think in the comments. So leave me a comment, let me know. And most importantly, if you think you know someone else who might find this information useful, please do share this with them as well so they can see this as well. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for listening today, and I will see you next time. Bye.